Hello and welcome to Game Review with Blind Candle. My guest today is GameWizard5244, an amazing Skyweaver streamer, one of my best friends in the Skyweaver community. Come on, say hi. What's up?
Hello. I'm a best friend.
I hope it goes both ways, my friend.
It does.
All right. Um, so you want to tell me a little bit about this game before we start? We're just gonna go over it real quick, see some really good moves, see some possibly improvements. First of all, it's a
All right.
discovery game, right? It's a
Yep.
discovery game?
Yep.
Okay, I am
Yep.
not a discovery expert. I would love to play more discovery. I do plan on it in the future. So there will be things that I say that are bad advice, probably as well. And if you're a really good player watching this, we're just trying to improve, not be perfect, okay? Go ahead, tell me about the game.
All right. So this was Discovery. It was the last match of the night, so of course it's gonna be the longest. This one had a lot of, I guess, board clears and tempo swings. Like every time we thought you had control, they would play something, and every time I thought they had control, I'd play something. So it's just a lot of back and forth.
There is a lot of that in Skyweaver. I feel you can be totally dominating one turn, and then the very next turn they're totally dominating, and you can go back and forth with that for a while until you're basically top decking.
Yeah, it's basically what it got to is who could draw the best. I believe he ran out of cards too, so it was the best who could top deck the best and not kill themselves.
All right, well, let's get into it. We'll start with the mulligan. Obviously, we don't know what's in the deck at this point because it is a discovery match. So we have to kind of be thoughtful on what, what's going to be best overall, not necessarily what's going to be the most impactful for your strategy, because you can't have a strategy at this point, basically, right?
Right. That's what makes Discovery to me fun but hard at the same time. You don't know what you're pulling. You could be setting up for a combo and not have the combo card.
Yeah, it could not even exist in your deck.
Yeah.
For example, Grave Royal, you don't know how many, well,
Yeah.
you know you have at least 3 Death Effect units right here with Eclipse, Mechaboid, and Old Fogey. So here's how I think about the mulligan generally. I try and have like a plan, like a turn 1, 2, and 3 at least, and then maybe another card that, because I plan on drawing in to turns 3 and 4. I should develop something that I can play. So maybe having a bigger piece that I know is going to be good in my pocket, I keep, but like at least plan for like 3 turns. And the first card, obviously, I check Mechaboid. You're going first. It's a great turn 1 play. It has a little stickiness with its armor, and the Wither can help you not take damage. On top of that, the Death Effect is really powerful, especially in the early game, to give you +2, +1. So Mechaboid is an obvious we're taking. Fogey is one of the strongest heart cards, I think. The problem is it's very, very little impact when it comes out. So if you are playing like a zoo or a aggro version of Heart, you don't play Fogey. But when I don't know what's happening, getting a little boost there, I take Fogey for sure. Especially if Mechaboid's going to hit it. But if we're going to keep Eclipse, first of all, we're not taking Malworm. Malworm's got no use here. It's going to dust your deck. If you ever want that, you want that late in the game. Unfortunately, a Malworm and Grave Royal, so those are pretty anti-synergistic. But we're not taking Malworm. We're not taking Grave Royal for sure. Now, moving on to Eclipse, Mechaboid could hit it, making it a 5/3 if you kept it. That's really strong with armor. Because of the Mechaboid interaction, and you get some draw, I'm going to keep Eclipse. Keeps your hand healthy, and is really strong with that boost. You could possibly get it out turn 2 with the double crystals you'll have after playing Mechaboid. So got to think about where you're going to use your crystals. Now, the challenge here is Harbinger or Broom Shroom. These 3 we can pretty confidently say we'll take. Harbinger, keeping your hand early is great because it's gonna be cheap soon. You know, pretty quickly things are gonna die. It's gonna get cheap. It's got the Wed Dead, which is a clear. Sometimes you can play it for 0 and play the Wed Dead for 3. It's interesting. This card never gets bitched about, and Titan got bitched about so much because
I know.
you know Harbinger is free. It has dash. It has Wither, and it has an attached spell, but no one complains about Harbinger.
Yep. And you can get it in a Zomboid deck. You can usually get it out pretty fast.
Absolutely. So Broomshroom is good. It's a good tech card. It can come in useful. We're against Wisdom. You know, you might think about it more against Agility or possibly Strength, where you know there might have Canopy Archer or Root Hog, something like that. Maybe keep Broomshroom for to be able to free up your units if they get rooted or something. But in this situation, I'm probably going to take Harbinger for a really solid later turn because I know I have at least turns 1 and 2 and 3, 1 being Mega Boy, 2 being Eclipse, 3 being Fogey. If that happens, Broomshroom doesn't really fit into that plan. So personally, I'm going to take Harbinger. Let's see if that's what you did, huh?
I'll say you already put way more thought into it than I did.
Well, the mulligan is something that's really important, and it's one of the few parts of this game where you have complete control over what happens next, you know? So you can have the same deck, you can have the same skill level, but if someone mulligans significantly better than the other person, that's the one advantage that they control. You know, they can't control what cards they draw out of their deck, but they can control what cards they start with.
And that's the thing about Discovery. You can lose the Discovery match just with this opening hand, with what you pick, because, I mean, the rest of the deck could be horrible.
Yeah, you could have no other decent cards. That's another reason to bring Harbinger, because you don't know if you got the same good calls. So we want the same things on the mulligan. I like it. I wouldn't have been too mad at you if you brought Broomshroom, but I think you made a good call.
I usually put Broomshroom back in the deck and I'll look for it like later mid game in Discovery because it's not guaranteed what they're going to be playing.
100%.
Constructed, I would take it.
Well, Constructed, you want to, if you have like Undergrowth, for example, you want Broomshroom in the grave as soon as possible. So if I have Undergrowth in the deck, I'll play Broomshroom turn 1, hoping it dies. Otherwise, if you have Undergrowth in the deck, you want to keep Broomshroom if you have other things dead. We made the same Mecha Boyd. We're on plan so far.
Now, my issue with Discovery, I always forget to check the deck and see what's there. So most of the time, I keep it a mystery the whole game.
Let's take a look right now, huh? We got Fun Guy. That's one of your favorite cards.
That is my favorite card.
There you go. You got your favorite card.
Especially the full art.
You got a good curve here. It looks like. Yeah, it's a pretty good curve. No 5s, no 8s.
Yeah.
Bard Rock is interesting. You got Beloved and Bard Rock, so you got quite a bit of healing.
And I was excited to see Funeral Moon.
Homebrew with only 2 1 costs could probably out of deck you, which not necessarily a bad thing. You can use extra cards. Tried and True, I don't know the last time I played that. Seriously, it's not a bad deck. Soul Guide, I love. Soul Guide is an amazing card. Glacia can be really helpful. It can really screw up your opponent.
Yep.
You don't have anything to trigger Death. Death's King is one of the best hard cards. Cleo's an amazing card. I like this.
Yeah, I was worried. I pulled good creature or best creatures, but I was worried I didn't pull enough like AoE damage.
Yeah, you got Spore Blast for AoE, but you kind of in Discovery, I would assume, like I said, I'm not a huge Discovery fan. I'd assume you want to wait until that gives you a Doomshroom. Or you definitely want the Doomshroom from that, which it always gives you a Doomshroom, but that's a consideration. I doubt you wait for the Spore Blast on Fogey until turn 6, but it's possible to. No. Doomshroom's a good card, and having them is good.
You give me too much credit. Remember, I'm still fairly new at this game.
No, I know. That's why I'm here with you. Like
I don't.
If you were an advanced player, I wouldn't be doing this with you because you would be like, "You're an idiot. You're wrong." This way, that happens less.
Oh, that's what you're gonna be telling me. You're gonna be like, "You had lethal. You know that, right?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, no." And that's what I like about Discovery too. It's showing me cards and combos that I wouldn't have ever played.
Yeah, if we're gonna try and think ahead, we're gonna try and get. I mean, these are all hopes, you know. These are all
Yeah.
hopes. Hope to get Death King. Keep it in mind to get Death King with one of these grave units, Cleo, Eclipse, Scarabot. Maybe not Homebrew, but Glacial Hulk isn't really helpful. But if you can hope to get those out at the same time, think ahead of that. Temple Watch, that is good with Mecha Boyd. It can also be good if you can get Fogey dead, but you probably don't worry too much about mana with this curve. It's going to be fine.
No.
Bard Rock, you want to wait until you can get the spell. And really, you want Bard Rock. You might even at some point start thinking, you know, keep as many spells as I can for Bard Rock. You'll see you only have 6 spells and 14 units, so you're really unit heavy. You might consider with Sick Burn letting a card a unit you don't really care about. Now, this is the pre-nerf Sick Burn, or pre-blurf, if you will. So it's going to discard the leftmost as opposed to the lowest cost. So if you have a card you don't want, instead of just dropping it, like, let's see, there's something that's just not useful.
I'll admit it. I knew the 14 was for creatures. I never knew the blue diamond was for spells.
Yeah, that's the total amount of spells in your deck.
I've never thought about it. Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, well.
It's good. So let's see how this goes a little bit. It's a long game, so not a whole lot of critiquing to go early game, you know. There's a lot of different ways to go with stuff that aren't necessarily wrong.
I tend to screw up turn 4 or 5 and then recover.
A lot of people consider Lotus the best Discovery hero right now. So we're going to go with Fogey instead of Eclipse. The reason I like that, I think, is because Eclipse gets so much better with Mecha Boy dying. Like, get mana now, get Fogey out there. You don't need to push. The lifesteal is good to threaten early with armored unit, but you know, you don't know Judgment or some other removal could be coming. So I think I go with Fogey here too. If he had a unit that I could kill with Mecha Boyd and Mecha Boyd died, then I go with Eclipse.
Well, Discovery, people tend to play their direct damage cards a lot faster than they do in Constructed. They'll play some of their biggest damage on turn 2. See?
Oh, yeah. So Fogey got dusted. That's probably fine, honestly. Like I said, your curve's fine. You don't have to worry about mana as much. Always extra mana is always good. But it's probably better to get Fogey killed there than Eclipse. Which isn't usually the case. If I'm playing Grave City, I'd rather have Eclipse dusted than Fogey. Quadra is good. It's really good with your armor units. That's an annoying answer he has. Not really much you can do except for kill it. You can't play anything. Scarabot is one of the best targets for Mecha Boyd anyway, so that's fine.
Scarabot could be a very mean card.
That was a bad play. Sorry, that was a really bad play.
I told you. 4 or 5, I usually get it in my head and make bad plays.
Okay. Well, let's go over that real quick.
So if you ever play against me, just wait till turn 4 and you'll usually see it.
Okay. So if you don't know what Quadra does, it's attach chains to the lowest health enemy unit and do 1 damage to it. Repeat for 3 more. So if you kill Quadra right now, Eclipse dies. Fine. If you play Scarabot and attack into Quadra, they both die and you don't get any value out of Eclipse or Scarabot besides the death effects they have, which you're not in a hurry to get. There's pretty much no reason to do that. I
think what gets in my head is when they have abilities, especially if they have armor, I tend not to kill them as fast for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you really want to keep the armor on. This screws up armor really good unless you have lead, in which case that's awesome if you have lead in armor. But
Okay.
there, yeah, because if it has lead in armor, you can't attach chains, which means it can't damage you with armor. So quadradyne or overdraft with armor and lead means it does 0 damage. Otherwise, it just bypasses your armor. So you had a choice here to let Eclipse die, or let Eclipse and Scarabot die, and you chose to let them
Yeah.
both die.
Yeah, I see the error in my ways now.
You also could have not attacked with Mechaboid first and just attacked with Scarabot, and that way Scarabot would have lived, of course, without armor. But you got Maulworm, you got Funeral Moon, you got Beloved. You no longer have Broomshroom as a drawable option.
But I pushed Harbinger.
You got Harbinger down to 5. That was the whole plan. Gift of Aya. So something to keep in mind is you play Gift of Aya, he out of deck. You know he has no Earth spells. If you really want to think hard, you can consider, he doesn't have Take Root now. He doesn't have Nature's Grasp. He doesn't have, um, you know, Rosewater Charm. All these Wisdom Earth spells, you know that they don't exist in his deck. Of course, he has one now because he had a deck, but you should actually know that his one he has is Ether Whale. So you know he has Ether Whale, you know he has no other Earth spells. Something that you can keep in your mind.
I'll say that is knowledge I did not possess.
So Gift of Aya, gain 1 max mana, give your hero +5 health, draw your highest cost Earth spell. Since he out of deck, that means he has no Earth spells, right?
Right.
Okay. That means he's getting the highest cost Earth spell out of deck available, which is Ether Whale. All right, let's move forward. So you got Sick Burn. You really don't want to lose. I mean, you might not even play Sick Burn this game, except for in really dire situations, because these are all pretty good. If you gets all the way down to Maulworm, you can consider playing Sick Burn on Maulworm, I guess. But
Maulworm's a card that I've not played a lot of, so I if I don't, especially in Discovery, if I don't really play you, you sit there. You'll see that I think when the Hulk sits for a while.
Glacial Hulk is going to be actually kind of good with Harbinger. So there's the Rosewater Charm. There's Sentry Key. And Discovery is something you can consider is if they add a deck something, that means it's not in their deck. Sentry Key is something to consider here now they played that. Everything, all spells in his hand have banner. Did he not attack? Did I miss that?
I think he didn't. I think I was surprised too.
He did attack.
Okay, he did. There's a turn where he doesn't, I believe, and he should have.
Okay, you're at 6 mana here. We know we have Grave Royal, so we don't really want to do anything about that. Let me consider this because I don't know immediately what I do.
I think I was stuck here too.
Well, let's talk through our options, right? We could just Glacial Hulk. That's fine. Get it out there. Really not a bad play. We could unfollow, get the Mechaboy back in our deck, and we'd also draw Fun Guy. Get Monk. Of course, that overdraws us, so we don't really want to do that. Another option is to play Avatar of Light, make this 3 health, and we would be able to kill it. Totally solid. And also, obviously, we can play Harbinger, kill this, develop a board a little bit there. So if we go the route of Avatar of Light, make this, kill these, we still have 4 mana to work with. Beloved is pretty solid, really. Or even getting out Soul Guide. But we have the draw option with Soul Guide. This is a challenging turn. The other option, of course, is you could Funeral Moon and kill everything. You could even
Yeah, but I've got to.
draw your 1 cost and then Funeral Moon if you wanted to. But this gives +1/+1 to ally units. So another crazy option you have is to play Soul Guide and then Funeral Moon. That's kind of fun. Soul Guide gets +1/+1. It'll be a 4/5. And this will go down to 4, and he'll lose all his units. He'll have to answer a Soul Guide. I'm not saying that's the best play. That's just an interesting play. You don't have this much time to think, so whatever you did is definitely respectable because I haven't made a decision in all this time. My play, just because it's Discovery, we don't know what's coming, we don't know what's in this deck. We're gonna be careful. I'm probably gonna go with the Avatar of Light, make this 3. After I make this 3, I'm gonna Beloved because we're not probably gonna get more than 5 units on the board at any time again for a while. You could Beloved Forest Heart. I just Beloved myself. That leaves me. The reason I like that is it leaves me the most power in the future when turns are more unstable.
So I know what I did because I do not remember.
It's all right. You can't remember everything you do in every turn.
Oh, that's what I did.
Just Funeral Moon. If you're gonna Funeral Moon, I really like the Soul Guide play first.
Yep, I regret doing that. Yeah, even they were like, "Yep." See, I knew I screwed up when I did it. I'm really bad about realizing the play after the play.
Yeah, it's all right. You did have more time to act. You didn't take a whole lot of time. Avatar of Light is his benefit is his spell, so dropping him naked is kind of weak. If you're gonna drop him naked, make him 3 health because he's probably not gonna live. But I don't really think that is a good play.
The bad part is I always keep forgetting that's not a chain spell.
Oh yeah, because it kind of looks like he's putting on.
Yeah, it's very similar to like just the colors and everything.
So he just played Twist and Turn and got a Charmling. That's pretty lame for him. So we're at 7 mana. Let's see. Okay. So one thing we can consider here. This is gonna be kind of crazy. No, I don't think it works, but this is gonna give you Fun Guy, so you know that this will give you Fun Guy. If you play this and Fun Guy, that's 3. You're gonna have 4 mana left over. This costs 4. Unfortunately, with Fun Guy, you'll want the Wed Dead on it. You can make it 1 less mana by killing Avatar of Light, but that leaves you 1 mana away from actually being good. The Soul Guide play is pretty much a good option. You have decent light cards here. I love getting Soul Guide out there. That'll make this 3 and 5. You're 1 mana short once again from play. So
Soul God, I'm usually like having a guard first, so I need to start getting more aggressive with it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so you send this out in Soul Guide. It's a 2/4. It does die, which that could be your powerhouse card in this deck, really.
I think that was something I realized. I didn't have a lot of guard cards in this deck.
Glacial Hulk.
Welcome to Discovery, where you take a mess and try to create
Yeah, no,
beautiful.
it would be great if that Fogey didn't die, because with 1 more mana, you have a lot of great options.
Mm-hmm.
But we have as much mana as we have. Anything have banner in this? No. No.
Like I had good cards, but I was limited in abilities.
Just gonna draw a fire spell, which you're gonna out of deck. That's something to consider too. So I don't know. I think my play here is, oh, I can't do that either, dude. 1 man off that play too. This is probably an obvious play that I'm missing.
I'm sure I missed it too.
Yeah, we're gonna Soul Guide, sacrifice this to kill it, and then Harbinger. You're losing 2 really strong cards doing that though. But you don't want to sick burn here. Everyone's like, Clark's, you don't get this much time. Well, that's the point of this, is to be able to analyze and do as good as you can do.
Yeah, once it turns red, you make dumb mistakes.
Absolutely. All right, so we know.
See what
we know that you have Grave Royal in here. Glacial Tomb's helpful, but you really don't want to lose Harbinger. You don't want to lose Soul Guide. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to play Trinity Link on Charming. Then I'm going to play Harbinger. Then I'm going to Sick Burn, Charming, kill Burb with Harbinger, go face for 2. That, I think, is the best play we can make at this juncture.
And let's see what he actually did. I hope it was smart.
Going with the Soul Guide. All right. If you're going to play the Soul Guide, I mean, you kind of want to kill. All right, we got the Harbinger out there. I definitely sack my Avatar of Light in this situation.
And then I go face.
I'm fine with that. Burb would just eat up your attacks. He's probably going to trade Burb into Harbinger anyway. He doesn't have an answer on board to the Soul Guide. Another interesting thing is if he attacks with one of these on a Soul Guide, he doesn't lose stealth because of the shield. Now you want Broomshroom and it's gone.
Yep. I think I had the same thought in that moment.
Oh, well, that's fine. I mean, I think
Yep,
I think we just play Glacial Hulk, but that's fine.
Well, I think what I do here is I kill that hex with a 2 cost instead of the 6 cost. I think.
You kill this hex with the 2 cost?
No, wait. Oh, no, that's not what Beloved does, is it?
No, Beloved heals you 1 health for each character on the battlefield. So it'll
That's
heal
what
you
I
for
thought I was going to do.
It'll heal you for 6 right now. I think the previous turn, just a simple Glacial Hulk was probably the play. If you do play Beloved on the Avatar of Light, it'll live, but that's pretty wild. You probably just want to get rid of Burb. Problem is, I mean, if you play Beloved on the Bard Rock, honestly, in this situation, keep it alive from Scraggy. The problem is it gets 0 attack next turn because he trades in his. Well, he probably doesn't trade in his Scraggy. He probably goes face with the Scraggy to get on a Scorch and take it down to 2 attack. We'll just move forward.
I think that was the thought process. Is I thought I'd kill the Hex with that, and then I read it after.
Yeah, that happens.
I've only played that card like twice.
The Beloved is going to give this +1/+1. I do still think I play Beloved on Bard Rock in this situation and then trade into Bird. Good call. Honestly, so if you really thought about it, top level play would be attack with Avatar of Light, attack with your hero, lose the shield, then play Beloved on yourself. You get a shield back. You have an extra shield. Just those little things that can save you some health, save you some pop stealth. You definitely wanted to kill Burb here, but Burb's got Head in the Clouds attached to it. This is going to draw him 2 air cards, and they get -1 cost. If he doesn't have any air cards, out of decking's great. It's just more fuel for him. He gets, hand advantage and cheaper cards to go at you later time. It didn't cost you anything to kill this. Would have been great to get rid of it.
Yeah, this is where I started realizing they had more mana than me.
Yeah, they played. They went second, and they played Gift of Aya. So Scraggy did go face to get the Glory effect. That's pretty much what I expected from that. We've got a pretty damn good churn next turn. Yeah, so I told you he had Ether Whale. That's something you knew. You got Genesis Avatar. That's definitely a high roll. I mean, it's very unlikely that he had a number of big units in his hand. Matchstick's a low roll, but whatever. Genesis Avatar is super strong in this situation. I think the play here is pretty obvious. You want to play Glacial Hulk and Sick Burn Scraggy. Glacial Hulk gets +1/+1. It's a 7/7 now. Scraggy's gone. You've got Guard. This can trade into, once again, try and get Burb if you can. You could Spore Blast to get a Doom Shroom is fine if you're not going to do the good play.
I should have reviewed this video before because I'm like, what did I do? Let's see if I disappoint.
You're never disappointing. So Spore Blast, it's fine. As long as you kill Burb.
I think I let Bird. No, I did kill Bird.
Got him. That's fine. I still think the Glacial Sick Burn is a better play, but
yeah, I agree. Seeing it without a clock.
No, I got you, man. We're taking our time.
Yeah, now I was like, oh man, that would have been so much better. And I think I was already starting to be on tilt when they started playing bigger creatures than what I could answer for.
So we're down to 7 cards and 8 cards. Genesis Avatar is just really, really annoying that it's going to give him back cards back.
Yeah.
You can take a look at his deck, his grave, real quick, and see what he's going to get back. So, Metal right now, he's going to get back Quadra. You're going to see that again. You can get back Ether Whale. Looks like he's probably going to get Scraggy back, Dream Calling, Bookcasey, and Burb. Tristan Churn or Bookcasey. I don't know which one he's going to get.
Yeah. It's an annoying card.
Yeah, constructed, you really want to keep some dusting for that. Then this is really good too. How'd you win this game, dude? I'm excited to see.
Pretty sure I'll win.
It says so right down here.
Yeah, I'm second guessing after watching this. I think it was just the heart of the cards.
Heart of the cards. Well, he's got every advantage right now. He's got a great board. He's gonna get refill on cards.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, we play Glacial Hulk, and I don't know. We either sick burn this and kill it, or we could play Homebrew. I mean, that gives us double guard.
See, now you're like me. I was going through going, what do I do?
This is still, we're not even at the halfway point of this game, and you guys are down to 7 cards apiece. Jeez Louise, we gotta speed it up.
No.
How long?
See, I was completely lost at this point.
Double guard. He had a deck. You know he has no 1 cost left.
I need to pay more attention to stuff that's out of decking on my opponent.
So you know this costs 0 and it's a unit.
Mm-hmm.
You're about to out of deck when this dies.
Yeah.
Glacial Hulk is really good right here, actually. Not for its stats or anything, just when it dies, you can do 5 damage dashing for 4 mana. God damn. He's got everything. In his situation, I think I actually kill Genesis Avatar and then Windweave. Gives me better cards for cheaper. Unless he knows what's in his deck and what he wants something specific. But I might sack Genesis then Windweave to get cheaper.
I felt like he started playing with intent, like he had answers.
That's an interesting. Mm-hmm. Some interesting options here, definitely. One is you have the fun guy, Death King, make this a 3/2. We could also play this and make this a 4/3. The Vapors draw a card. Titus Iteration also is another +1/+1. We could get this up to 4/4. Fairly easy. 4/3, fairly easy. We get up to a 3/3. We can sick burn this if we wanted to and take it out. This is a big threat. He's going to have cheap cards. You could just sack here, and then you would have Harbinger coming up off the Glacial Tomb here, which is another 5 damage, and you can take this out that way. Which is totally fine, I think. You still have 7 mana. Um,
This was a thinking game. Like this one hurt my brain. And like I said, it was the last game of the night. I was like, well, just one more.
yeah. All right. Here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attack Glacial Hulk into the Throne Blade. We're gonna get the Glacial Tomb. We're gonna play the Glacial Tomb. We're at 7 mana. We play Death's King and Fun Guy. Our Harbinger comes up to a 6/5. Doesn't matter. It has Frostbite. It's gonna die by anything. We put Tireless Iteration on the Harbinger, and then we play Beloved on Death's King. Maybe I don't know. That part's we're kind of a little ahead of ourselves there. We'll see what. But then we use the Harbinger, take out the Sloth. This is dead. We have a Tireless Iteration with Dash and Wither. So we now have Dash on this, possibly with like 11 health, and we can take this down to a 2/4, which seems useful, but we have no board. But that's probably what I do. How much mana does that take? Let's do the mana count real quick. 4, 8, 9, get 3 back. So we're at 6 negative, so we have 7 left. Then we use the Tireless Iteration twice, which takes 3. We're at 4 mana. Play this at 2 mana. So we don't have enough to play this as well. We could sick burn this down to dead. So that's... No, it's not dead. It still have 1 health, so... That's where we're at.
I don't remember.
But the Tireless Iteration on a dash unit is always super strong. You could put it on a guard unit here and give, Maulworm guard after you sack. Like, you could put it on Doomshroom. I don't recommend this, but you could put it on Doomshroom or on Fun Guy, sack Fun Guy, play Maulworm, and then play Tireless Iteration, and Maulworm will have guard as well as Lifesteal and be a 6/8. 7. So it looks like you're following the turn pretty closely so far. Basically, exactly what I said. Probably gonna lose it on the.
See, they're already calling me game already, and I wish I'd have done Fun Guy before Harbinger died.
Yeah, that would have been helpful. Healed yourself. No Tireless Iteration. This is good though. Something to consider. Vapors is pretty strong in this situation, so it's good to get another card. I would have killed Cloud Sloth. Prioritize Cloud Sloth over Guru because Cloud Sloth is discounting everything in his hand. You really don't like that being alive. But it's hard, like, for players that aren't, experienced in the game a lot. Tireless Iteration is a hard card to understand.
It really is. I've used it maybe a handful of times because I still don't understand quite. But I know I've watched it played a lot.
But that turn went out, fairly close to what I said. I would have gotten good at Cloud Sloth for sure at 318. How did you win this freaking game?
Hoping it's what I remember. If it is, you'll enjoy it.
All right. Actually, freaking, that's awesome right now. That is super good.
To me, playing grave roll sometimes is like playing the lottery. You just play it to see what happens.
Well, we'll tell you what happens this time. Obviously, we're gonna grave royal. I mean, there's no other way we do anything else. But grave royal comment. What happens is everything gets +1/+1. Not helpful.
Nope.
You get another glacial tomb, which no, it dusts itself, so you don't get another glacial tomb. Everything takes 1 damage and 1 wither damage. You draw a light and dark card, and you draw your highest dead unit. So you got Harbinger back, and your lowest cost unit in hand, or your lowest health unit will get +1/+1. So that's plenty of good stuff happening all at once, and we're really happy we haven't played Mawworm up to this point, because otherwise, this is definitely worth more. And then once you play Grave Royal, you're basically free to play Mawworm, because with your last 4 cards,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you get another Doom Shroom too. This will give you your bottom unit, which you now know is Broom Shroom, so that's interesting to keep in mind. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got everything is so cheap in his hand, and he's got 14 mana. He's got to be able to drop that whole
Yeah.
hand if he wants to.
Like I thought he had this game a while ago. I was just trying to make it in.
Good on you for not conceding. This is a good example of why you don't concede.
I never concede.
Yeah,
ever, never.
A lot of players that I know would have conceded earlier into this game, and shows.
Even if I know I'm going to lose, I'm going to make it hard on you to win.
Well, I'm going to at least learn as much as I can. What did he just out of deck? He out of decked a lifesteal card, so you know none of these are lifesteal, and you know what half these cards are because he got them from Genesis Golem, or more than half of them. So Broomshroom can get rid of that Shroud, but you don't need to. Also, Dirge kills that.
I like the art for that card.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I said I thought this was going to be my last turn.
Okay. What are we going to do here?
You're looking at one of your last turns. What do you do?
Ow. Well, my first thought is let's see. So my first thought before I wouldn't do this right away, but a good play seems to be Doomshroom Glacia, Broomshroom Dirge. That's probably my final answer.
Like this is one of those turns. If you're the opponent, you're feeling good. You have the board state. You have no. Yeah, you're feeling good.
That's what I'm gonna do. Doomshroom Glacia, Broomshroom. Ugh, I would really like to see Broomshroom after Glacia. Okay, we're gonna Mawworm. Dust, get 10 health.
I think I was just looking for HP at this time and a guard. I think I played Broomshroom just for the guard.
There's Dirge. So I would have developed the Glacia and the Doomshroom instead of the Malworm personally, but you shouldn't have been too worried about health at 20. I mean, definitely consider it, but Doomshroom is just better than Malworm here. His hand isn't as cheap as it was before, but it's still, some of those cards could easily be 0. I haven't been tracking exactly which ones have been in his hand for how long, but he still got it cheap. 15 mana though, I mean, you could possibly be able to
Yeah.
dunk a hole.
I mean, at this point in the game, you can play whatever you want.
Okay, that's a big threat. 3/3 Glizz.
And the hot dog machine. I love that card.
Hot dog machine. You'll see this
I just don't think.
game is from more than 2 weeks ago. Glizzy's cost 1.
Yeah, this was before patch. I think this was the beginning of March. So that's what, 2 patches ago?
Yeah, it's 2 patches ago.
I hate and I love this card.
Salvage.
Yes. It just gives you nice freebies.
Here's another cool little thing you can consider right now. He played Soulforge, got him a 3/3 of your leftmost unit. You saw that it was Glizzbot. So you know Glizzbot's his leftmost unit. These are his other 3 cards. These are not units. You know these 2 are spells.
Oh, that's a good point. So that's the things I need to learn or pay attention to.
It's nice to know that this is his only unit right now.
That is a good point.
Okay, so this turn, you basically...
I'm at the mercy of whatever it gives me.
You have the Dark Ruin to override the Hex if you want to go that route. You don't want him to get armor. That's pretty damn bad. You have the Tireless Iteration and Hot Dog to kill this, which is good. And then Harbinger will be 5. So let's say that's 3 mana, kill this. 8 mana. Or, yeah, actually... Okay. At this point, it's not too terrible to use Wed Dead on his units. You could actually just Wed Dead this and keep this alive. That's better. I always try and use Wed Dead on myself. I mean, you could actually, you know, play this in Wed Dead Glacia and use this to kill these 2 and this to kill that. That's pretty solid. So let's say we play Glacia and Harbinger, Wed Dead Glacia. Attack this into here. Perfect kill. Impale here. And you can attack with Harbinger here, and you have a full board clear. And you could even hot dog Harbinger if you want. It seems like the play.
Find out.
This one you actually took a little while to think about. I like that.
Yeah, I wanted to win at this point.
Yeah, you feel like you need it.
I was like, this is a long game. I invested.
We're 20 minutes in. You can't just let that 20 minutes go for nothing.
Yeah. I love the long games though, because those are more, to me, the long games are more thought out. They're not just luck of what you draw. except towards the end.
Okay, we're gonna go the Glizzy Talos iteration route. We're not even gonna do the Talos iteration.
Yeah. I thought it out, but I didn't think it completely. I just focused on that one card. It's coming from constructed in the decks I have for boring. I don't have a lot of armor answers, so armor makes me panic.
Yeah, if you went to Glacia, that would have killed it without the hot dog.
But
I don't know why you did that.
there's what I was looking for. I wanted at least one of those in this.
Hold on, I gotta watch that again. Okay, Harbinger comes out. You wed dead this.
I didn't want to give him a lot of HP.
No, you wed dead this is attack Harbinger, and this is horrible. So
I know.
it's fine. You know, I'm not. So
I think what I did was I chose the one that had the ability. I forget what it does, and I think that's why I chose it. I hope that's what my thinking at the time.
It doesn't matter what your thinking was; it was bad. You wed dead this. He gets one less health than if you wed dead this. All right.
Yeah.
And then if you attack into this and kill him, basically we end with both of these dead, right? And then you attack with that, but this is still alive this way, and he has one less health. But you went the way that gave him more health and killed your unit for no benefit.
Yeah. Let's go back to that replay. I knew I'd have at least one play in here. You'd be like, what?
Besides the
See, even they were like, oh, that was dumb. That's a good game.
still not your worst play. All right, there goes the Talos iteration we've been holding on to. Still not your worst play this game. Don't worry.
That's good. That's confidence. That's my confidence. But I did get the board state back down. It just killed my board state.
She had Prismata too, a 4-cost Prismata. Dude, how the hell did you win this game?
I hope it's what I remember. Gosh, I hope it's what I remember.
28 health, 0 cards.
No, like I have nothing in hand, and he's got 8 in a full deck or full hand.
And you know his cards are actually good too, because they're the highest cost cards he got off Genesis Gold. And the spells off Prismata are generally good for 1 mana. He's got everything. He only played one of those spells. So basically, I mean, if you are a person who's ever played Prismata, you have to assume he has removal, and a lot of it at this point. You just got to assume there's a lot of removal in there. You can know that he played Incinerate, and he also played Burn to a Crisp, so he doesn't have those. Because you can't get cards you've already played. Scorch, he played 1 Scorch and 1 off Matchstick. If he only had the Scorch off Matchstick, he could have gotten a Scorch. But, you know, Lost in the Fog is probably in there. There's probably some health gain cards, but they're all spells. You know this hand is all spells, man. All 1-cost spells, too. Okay. You play Seashore, why not? I got Twist and Churn and Turn the Tides. He played Twist and Churn before, so that's what he got. He didn't get Book Casey. You could have checked earlier and saw that Book Casey was still in here. Wall of the Dead. Interesting.
I love that they keep saying good game. Like that just made me want to win more.
Oh, it totally. Me too, man. 100%. I always get more motivated by the good games.
And I talked to them in Discord after, and they were very excited and enjoyed the game as well.
So, like I said, there's removal. There's the Ether Whale I told you to get back. And the Quadra, we knew he'd get back.
Hot dog machine.
Hot dog machine.
I just think of the original Sonic cartoons every time I see the machine. And then I'm back to nothing on the board.
And only you can't get another Grave Royal. So
Nope. Funny thing is, every time in Discovery I've ever pulled Gary, I've never had anything that goes with him. Ever. It's annoying.
I like to kill a Quadra there, because you now can develop. You freaking. Obviously, you should kill Quadra so its death effect didn't hit Gary.
Oh. There's that good game again. Even Blank Handle's giving up on me at this point.
You could have done that without any units on the board. And this is so bad in every way. First of all,
just remember, everyone, I pull out the win.
First of all, you play Tireless Iteration and Fate on the Zomboid. The chains took away your benefits from Tireless Iteration. You lost Wither, you lost Guard for nothing, no gain, and you lost your unit for nothing, and you lost your Fate for nothing. You didn't draw a card or anything. So really, that's basically as bad as you could do.
Yeah, I think I didn't realize it gives me chains in the moment. I was just, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I was just as surprised as you were in that turn. 19 mana.
All right, he just kills the robot.
And I have nothing in hand. Like,
Pray to the gods of out of deck.
he's sitting on an 8/11 with a Wither. And then there she is. The Skyweaver gods grant me Brood Witch.
Man, I'm so glad I didn't watch this beforehand, because I would never believe this.
That just goes bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.
You see what's happening?
This is the most insane
you
thing.
See what's happening?
This is the most insane. Oh man, thank you for the surprise.
The Skyweaver gods are like, we've got you. It's okay.
Looks like he doesn't have Lost in the Fog.
Oh.
Wave. You know he has Turn the Tides now, but he's got too many cards. He's got 20 mana. You just start dropping shit, you know. You try and play everything in your power and out of deck.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it.
I was like, oh, you rooted me. It's okay. Like the whole time I'm clenched, my fingers are crossed. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, come on, this has got to happen. Because I have no answer for a 1023.
I'm surprised.
Then it happens.
I have to look at what he got out of Lotus's Reflection. He's 1 damage off. Oh my god.
I did talk to them in Discord after, and they didn't realize what that card did. They never looked at it.
Oh, okay.
So I got it. That's how you win with her. It's just error. Look at what it says. Oh.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I have to look at something really quick. That's unreal.
That Brood Witch.
That's
Brood Witch has won me 4 games when I had no other answers.
Craziest. Let's see if he could have lived. Because if he could have lived, he could have won. And he's exactly 12 health with guard. It's freaking unreal. All right, what do we got? Wait, what's okay? I just have to see how the hell he dies this. Okay, these are all of his cards. Oh. Well, you could have just dusted it.
Yep. And I would have cried.
I mean, he would.
I won because they were not familiar with the card.
Incredible game. So yeah, three major. I mean, there's plenty of small things you could have done different and better. My favorite turn that you didn't do would have been the Glacier turn. You made 2 massive mistakes with Quadra. You need to become more feeling like right off the bat that this turn was probably the worst. Turn 4, probably the worst. And then when you ran the Harbinger and Wed Deaded the wrong ones, that was pretty bad. I'm not trying to hate on you. I'm just trying to like.
Oh, you're fine.
Open
you're
us up to learning, you know.
Yeah.
And then,
like seeing it from here, I'm like, oh, that was dumb.
And I mean, like, yeah, if you have time and you can sit here and watch a game forever, it's much easier. But
I did not know in the replay you can watch the opponent's deck. Or hand. That's pretty cool.
Thought it would be an interesting opportunity for us to, you know, take it some time, look at some hands, and
I mean, they had the perfect deck basically. I just won off card knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, he was higher ranked than you significantly too. I saw you were like
oh yeah,
he was an expert too, and you look like you were apprentice too or something.
I think so. My discovery ranking.
Yeah, I'm a wanderer in Discovery. I haven't played in I don't know, like 6 months. But that was incredible, man. That's an amazing ending, and he didn't need to lose, so he made the biggest mistake of all, the one that cost him the game. But I'm glad you were a good sport and letting me to do that. The hardest turn of all was this. So let me know in the comments, guys. What? Not this turn. This is another bad thing where you just Funeral Moon for no reason without. Wait, this was the hardest turn. This is the turn that we spent the most time thinking on, I think. Let us know. Would you have Soul Guided and then Funeral Moon? Would you have Avatar of Light and killed this? Would you have thrown out Harbinger early? anyone who's watching, this is a good. I want you to analyze this turn and tell me what you do, and let us know if we made any bigger mistakes. But props to GameWizard for being a good sport, and hey, check out his channel, GameWizard5244 on Twitch.
This was fun.
You don't feel too bad? You feel good?
Oh, I feel great.
Oh, you feel like you're gonna be better next time?
I'm on top of the world right now. I'm going to Disney World. That's how we feel. Like hearing you slap your keyboard was the highlight of my night.
All right, and you can catch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/blankcandle. What do you think?
And everybody play Broodwitch.
Everybody play Broodwitch. You listen to the podcast, you know how we poke fun at Broodwitch. It was funny, the Coulter and Mata one, they shat on Broodwitch so hard. I need to show them this video.
This is why you don't concede, ladies and germs.
Stick around, they might make a mistake. Yeah.
Blank, what turn would you have conceded?
I would never have conceded.
Okay.
I don't concede, but if I were like a conceder, the turn that the turn I could see people conceding is probably like maybe this one. But probably the one where you had the other. Yeah, the Cloud Sloth and this turn.
This was a hard turn.
Probably around here. You know.
Because if you play the game long enough, match long enough, the opponent will eventually make a mistake.
That's not the only point. I mean, this is pretty bad too. But yeah, this is the turn I really wanted you to Glacia. Harbinger, clear the board, keep Harbinger. Anyway, anything you want to say in the end of the video we're making? Besides play Broodwitch?
Play Broodwitch. We're going to start a campaign. No.
All right. Thank you
Be
so much.
Be as mean as you want in your comments.
Hey, we're all learning. I'm learning too, and hope this helps somebody out there. And if you have a game you want me to review with you, hit me up. Maybe we can make that happen.